What is up, Blues? Welcome back to my channel, and hopefully you guys are doing well. And in this video I will be talking about Tammy Abraham's future. As you guys know, Tammy still hasn't extended his contract and he's still waiting for maybe a better conditions for him, and I think the club still hasn't fully shown their support. I think business wise it does not make sense to lose Tammy. I think he's still a prospect, he's still growing, and he's going to be a top striker one day. I'm 100% sure. It's just a matter of when. And I think if the club learns from their previous mistakes, and hopefully they're going to stick with Tammy. But I personally I think Tammy's doing the right thing. I mean, for career-wise, I think he's doing the right thing. If you commit your future to Chelsea, then it's going to be very hard for you, to move to another club. So I think he's rightfully, waiting to see what the club is going to do. I think if the club just wants to get Haaland, then it means that they're not really they're not going to back Abraham. I mean, obviously they can coexist if depending what tactics we use. And obviously there is 50-60 games per season, so I think they're gonna get enough games if Giroud leaves, and Werner is not really seen as that that striker. So I think if he decides to stay and if he sign Haaland, then it's gonna be they're gonna be getting enough minutes. But if you're gonna spend a lot of money on Haaland, then it means he's gonna be our starter, and Tammy is gonna kind of be a rotational option, and I think he's not gonna like it, considering that he's been doing well at Chelsea, and I think he kind of wants a starting spot. And I think, look, I've seen some reports at West Ham, I think Aston Villa, probably some other maybe non-English teams are interested in him too. I wouldn't be surprised, because he's a very top class striker for his age, and statistically, he has a very good goal ratio, considering that he barely takes any penalties. And I personally, I really believe in Tammy. I think he's got all the right attributes, especially when the runs he makes, his intelligence, and it's very good. I think he needs to improve his overall game. He needs to add more strength, more upper body strength. I think considering his height, he's kind of weak and he doesn't really utilize his aerial ability. He's like 6'4", so you guys should know already. And I think he kind of needs to improve those areas. And I think losing Tammy is going to be a big loss, man. I think it's going to be stupid because, players like De Bruyne, Lukaku, Salah, they all left when they're like 23, 22, 24, ages like that. But they flourished in a couple years later. And I'm sure Tammy's going to be a scenario like that. I just don't want him, to go. I think he's going to be like another Fikayo Tomori situation. I just hope it doesn't happen, because it looks like Tomori might even stay at AC Milan, and the odds are very high, because he's been putting man of the match performances for Milan, and I think Milan are really liking him. I think Romagnoli was on the bench against Roma, which is crazy. He's their captain, and Tomori was playing instead of him. So I think these are big signs. So I think Tomori might get convinced to stay there, and we might not have any say because they have a buyout option. And I hope the same thing doesn't happen to Tammy. I think Tammy is a top class striker for his age, and I think if he gets the right supporting players around him, and if he gets the the consistency, the consistent game time, I think he's gonna be a very top class striker. I think maybe he should kind of be, I guess, assured by the club that he's gonna get enough right game time, even if you get a new striker, whoever it is. And I hope the club doesn't bottle it, man. I think it's been too many mistakes like this. Even if we decide to sell him, we're not gonna get as much money. I think that his price is, I think we might get like 30 million, 35 million, somewhere around there. And I think if he was like he had a longer contract, we might have been able to get at least 50 million or something. But I think it doesn't really look good for this situation. I think there is I think there is like a big chance that Tammy might not sign a contract, and I think it's going to be a dangerous thing for business wise and also footballing wise, because in a business wise I think we're not going to be able to sell him as much, and I think we're going to be losing a quality top class young player, which is a big problem. And even if he goes to a rival, it's going to be a big problem, a European team. These things happen always in football, but we have to avoid it. It happened to Arsenal multiple times. It happened to us. It happens to a lot of clubs. And if you just keep your players, together and give them some assurances, there is a good chance they're gonna stay. And I think, Tammy, trust me, guys, Tammy, his mentality is different, man. I think he took the number 9. You know, he performed very well last season, and I think if you just get into a right system, I think a system that kind of utilizes his abilities, I think we're gonna be able to, you know, fully, you know, be able to like turn into like a top class attacking team. And I think last season, you guys know Lampard, you know, he utilized Tammy's skills. He scored like 15, 16 goals in Premier League, and then he scored like 18 or 19 goals in all competitions. So I think if Tuchel believes in, puts his trust in him, I think he's gonna be doing well. But yeah, guys, that was it. Drop your thoughts about Tammy Abraham in the comment section. I really want to see it. And yeah, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and see you later for the next video. Bye bye.